Hi everyone, it's me Teacher J and welcome to our channel. For today's video, ang pag-aaralan po natin ay on how to find the trigonometric ratios of special angles. So ano-ano yung mga special angles? Yung mga 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees. So yun yung mga 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45. Okay? So, let's have this illustration for 30, 60, 90 right triangle. So, this angle is 60 degrees and this angle is 30 degrees. And this side, opposite side of 30 degree angle is 1. Okay? And then if we are going to get the hypotenuse given the shorter leg, that is times 2. Okay, so our hypotenuse is 2. And then if we are going to get the longer leg, that is square root of 3 times the shorter leg. So square root of 3 times 1, that is square root of 3. So based from these measurements, we are going to find sine 30 degrees. So the reference angle is 30 degrees. Okay? So, ang opposite natin dyan, that is yung 1. And hypotenuse natin, that is yung 2. And yung adjacent natin, that is square root of 3. So, sine 30 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, that is yung SO. Sine 30 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Ang opposite natin, that is 1. And yung hypotenuse natin, that is 2. So, we have sine 30 degrees is equal to 1/2. Okay? Let's have another one. Cosine 30 degrees. So again, ang reference angle pa rin natin ay yung 30 degrees. So again, ang adjacent natin dyan, that is square root of 3. Opposite natin, that is 1. Hypotenuse natin, that is 2. Kapag cosine, that is yung ka. That is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, adjacent natin, that is square root of 3. And then, yung hypotenuse natin, that is 2. So, cosine 30 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Next, pag tangent naman. Tangent 30 degrees. So, again, ang reference angle pa rin natin, that is 30 degrees. So, kapag tangent, that is equal to opposite over adjacent. Yun yung TOA. Okay, and then, ang opposite natin dyan, that is yung 1. And then, yung adjacent natin, that is square root of 3. And then, tingnan natin yung ating denominator, which is square root of 3. May radical symbol po, radical sign. We need to rationalize by multiplying square root of 3 over square root of 3. Para maging perfect square yung ating denominator. So, 1 times square root of 3, that is square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3, that is square root of 9. Square root of 9, that is equal to 3. So, tangent 30 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 3. Next, how about sine 60 degrees? So, ang reference angle natin dito ay yung 60 degrees or this angle. So, ang opposite natin dyan, that is yung square root of 3. Adjacent natin yung 1. And then, ang hypotenuse pa rin natin ay 2. So, sine, that is opposite over hypotenuse. So, ang opposite natin dito, kapag yung reference angle natin ay yung 60 degrees, that is square root of 3. And then, yung hypotenuse natin, that is 2. So, sine 60 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Next, kapag cosine 60 degrees naman, same reference angle, which is 60 degrees. Kapag cosine, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ang adjacent natin dyan, that is 1. And then, yung hypotenuse natin, that is 2. So, cosine 60 degrees is equal to 1/2. Next, tangent 60 degrees. So, same reference angle, which is 60 degrees. Kapag tangent, that is yung TOA. that is opposite over adjacent. So, ang opposite natin dito, kapag ang reference natin ay 60 degrees, ay yun yung square root of 3. And then, adjacent natin, that is yung 1. So, we have square root of 3 over 1, or this is square root of 3. Okay? So, ito yung kung paano kumuha ng ratios ng special angles. Yung tatlong ratios na hindi nabanggit dito, gagaya ng cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Kapag cosecant naman, just like for example, cosecant 30 degrees, ang kukunin ninyo, reciprocal po ng sine 30 degrees, that is hypotenuse over adjacent, hypotenuse over opposite. So, magiging 2 over 1 na siya or 2. So, cosecant 30 degrees is equal to 2. So, kapag cosine 30 naman, okay, and then reciprocal po nito, that is secant. Okay? Sa tangent 30 degrees naman, that is yung cotangent naman. Cotangent is the reciprocal or reciprocal ng tangent 30 degrees. Okay? Let's have this 45, 45, 90 degrees. Or 45, 45, 90 right triangle. So, based from this illustration, this is 45 degrees. This is also 45 degrees. If the measurement of our leg is 1, or this side is 1, the other one is also 1. Okay? And then, if we are going to get the hypotenuse, that is square root of 2 times the length. So, that is square root of 2 times 1, that is square root of 2. So, we are going to get the sine 45 degrees. So, again, we use sine 45 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So, kapag dito yung reference angle natin, ang opposite dyan, that is 1. And hypotenuse natin, that is square root of 2. So, we have 1 over square root of 2. Since ang denominator natin ay may radical sign, we need to rationalize this. Ano ibig sabihin ng rationalization? It is the process of removing the radical sign in the denominator. So, we are going to multiply this one by square root of 2 over square root of 2 para maging perfect square din po yung ating denominator. So, multiply natin 1 times square root of 2, that is square root of 2. And then, square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4. And 4 is a perfect square. So, ang sagot po natin dun ay 2. So, sine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Next, cosine 45. So, again, kapag cosine, that is yung ka, that is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, again, that is equal to, ang adjacent natin dyan is yung 1. And then, hypotenuse natin, that is square root of 2. So, again, yung ating denominator ay may radical sign. So, we need to rationalize this by multiplying square root of 2 times over square root of 2. So, 1 times the square root of 2, that is square root of 2. And square root of 2 times the square root of 2, that is square root of 4. And 4 is a perfect square. Ang sagot natin dun ay 2. So, cosine 45 is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Next, tangent 45. So, gagamitin natin yung TOA, which is opposite over adjacent. So, ang opposite natin dyan is yung 1. And then, yung adjacent natin ay 1 din. So, we have 1 over 1. So, again, tangent 45. Ang opposite natin dyan ay 1. And then, ang adjacent natin dito ay 1. So, we have 1 over 1. And that is equal to 1. So, tangent 45 is equal to 1. Kung gusto nyong kunin yung cosecant 45 degrees, reciprocal lang po nito. Same with cosine 45, gagamitin natin. Or reciprocal ng cosine 45 degrees, that is secant 45. O pag kinuha nyo yung secant 45 degrees, reciprocal lang po ng cosine 45. Same with, kapag kinuha nyo yung cotangent 45 degrees, reciprocal lang po ng tangent 45. And let's have this table of values. So, kung gusto nyo i-check, pwede rin naman po dito. Pwede yung tingnan yung mga equivalent ratios, special angles. So, we have here, special angles. Sinama ko yung 0, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Sine ng 0, that is 0. Cosine ng 0 degree, that is 1. Tangent ng 0, that is 0. Cosecant ng 0 degree, that is undefined. Secant ng 0, that is 1. Cotangent ng 0 degree, that is undefined. Next, sine 30 degrees, that is 1/2. So, tama yung sagot po natin kanina. Ng sine 30 degrees ay 1/2. Cosine 30 degrees, that is square root of 3/2. Tangent ng 30 degrees, that is square root of 3/3. Cosecant ng 2, cosecant ng 30 degrees, that is 2. Okay? And then, sine 45, that is square root of 2/2. Cosecant 45 degrees, that is square root of 2/2. Tangent 45, that is 1. Okay? Para makuha dito, kunin nyo lang po yung reciprocal po dito sa sine, cosine, tangent. Next, sine 60 degrees, that is square root of 3/2. Cosine ng 60 degrees, that is 1/2. Tangent ng 60 degrees, that is square root of 3. Next, sine ng 90 degrees, that is 1. Cosine 90 degrees, that is 0. Tangent 90 degrees, that is undefined. So, ito yung mga table of values po ng special angles or kung trigonometric ratios po of special angles. So, if you have questions or clarifications, just type lang po yung question nyo sa ating comment section. Keep safe and God bless.